I met Aaron some 7 years ago on the set of a short film, and we crossed each other's paths just a few years later. I knew Aaron was a wrestler, but he looked unwell and very drained. I became aware he'd suffered from a breakdown and that his mental health was not good, and also that his family unit had broken down. He told me he'd sought help and he needed to wrestle again and get back on top of his game.
Wrestling started for me at the age of 6. I was 6 years old. My mother was a barmaid. She came home one day from work. I was sat home with my dad, and she actually brought a video of a wrestling tape back then. I think it was a show from 1991 or something like that. From that moment on, I become obsessed, watching all these larger than life characters and seeing how the crowd reacts, and just the showman in it itself. I was just traumatised by it. So yeah, then it was one of them things where I was going to school when I was back at primary school, 6 years old, trying to pick on all the kids, telling them to wrestle with me, and a lot of them was like, "What do you mean wrestle? What are you going on about?" You know what I mean? So that's all I ever wanted to do. When I get older, I want to be a wrestler. Wrestler, 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 wrestler. I got to high school, and you know what it's like. You go to high school and you meet a load of kids from the age of 11 onwards, and it's all, I want to do something different, I want to do this, want to do that. Well, that still stayed the same for me. I just wanted to be a wrestler. And that led through my whole high school years up until I was 16, and that never changed. Everyone was laughing, you know what I mean? Nobody believed in it. So I had a lot of disbelief against me when I was at school. But I still stuck by my goals back then. I knew exactly what I wanted to do from the age of 6. I got to a stage, I think it was September 2017, and I was probably in the best place I could have been at the time. I was the British champion, I was the European champion, I went to Germany, I came back from there as the international German champion. But my phone would go in more people who wanted to get in contact for me to go and wrestle more. I couldn't have been more happier than where I was. You know, I had an amazing family, a good home, everything. I was just happy, I was loving it. And then all of a sudden, just like this black cloud come over me. Just lost a lot of motivation, and it was just quite sudden. I always wanted to at least walk out of this game knowing I've been a world champion, and I was so close to it. I don't really even know the reasons why it happened. I don't know. It just got to this point in my life where I just thought, you know what, I don't even know. I can't put my finger on it. To me, wrestling is not just about learning how to wrestle. You know, I've always thought it's important to have that all-round image. It's one of them things, I think, to the best of your ability, you need to live like an athlete. You know, it's no good it's no good in my eyes, just going and doing a show, then going out eating a massive pizza and going out getting pissed every weekend. You know, you got to live like an athlete, and I think it's the guys that live like that tend to go the furthest.
Aaron took me to the WAW headquarters located just outside the city centre in Norwich.
This is where it all begins for many of us. Right. It's where it began for me. It's where it's going to begin again. This building's only just been here about a year, but yeah, beyond all the lights and all the magic, this is where all the blood, sweat and tears are put in.
So what room's this then?
This is just a bag room. People do a bit of rolling around on the mats, and they'll go on the bag work, treadmills and stuff like that. But before you get in the ring, they like you to start in here on mats and just learn how to grapple and stuff like that, the proper British way. When they feel you're ready, they basically take you in the ring, and that's when you start going through your bumps and everything, learning how to fall and stuff like that, because if you just get dropped in the ring without learning how to support yourself, sometimes you can really damage yourself, and I've seen a few nasty accidents happen in the ring. So yeah, it takes a while, it don't just happen overnight.
So what have we got here then?
These are a few of the wrestlers for WAW. So you got the guys like Roughneck here. I've kicked his ass a few times. Brad Slayer is an amazing wrestler. He joined WAW roughly about the same time as me. He's been a world champion twice. And this one here, Paige. She's in the WWE right now. This is where she started in WAW as a young kid. I can't even remember how young, but she was really young. Right. But she's done amazingly well, and obviously she's got the film coming out about her fighting with my family. You're going to meet her dad in a minute, who's my mentor, who trained me. They've all done amazing. They've all stepped up the game and moved on, and obviously do well in WAW as well. But
where's your picture then?
I'm going to have an argument with them about that. But, no, I have got one in there, I'll show you. So yeah, Ricky and Soraya, who are the bosses here, and Zach, once they feel as though you're ready, then you take your first steps up these steps and they will have you in the ring. And this is where we all learn how to run the ropes, get our ring awareness, move around, learn how to fall. And of course, we all start on crash mats first. Obviously, it's no good just learning how to fall just on this without, you know, learning how much height you can get and this and that and the other. Once you get good at that, the mat goes out of the way, and that's where the real stiffness comes in.
This is where the hard work is, really, isn't it?
Where the hard work's put in, yeah, definitely. But you wanted to see a picture. How's that one?
There you go.
There you go. Get a load of that good-looking geezer.
It's really, really springy, isn't it?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some rings are a lot harder, to be honest with you. You know, you see the size difference between a show ring to a training ring.
So this is a smaller ring?
This is a small ring, probably one of the smallest rings you'll get. But this is just where we learn how to bump and run the ropes. Yeah. You know, when you first start out, I suppose it could look simple when you watch it on TV and there's nothing to run in the ropes, but there's certain ways where you learn how to run the ropes. Because if you've got to run into something, someone's in the middle of the ring, another wrestler, and there's a certain move I want to do, I've got to know I've got to take the right steps to come up, whether it's a flying knee or anything, like, you know what I mean? Yeah. Well, I mean, I won't do it, but basically, if I was to throw you off, you switch it, come back, you know. All happens so fast.
God, you must have to think so quick.
Really quick, yeah. You know, you've got a very split second to think. So some guy's coming at me at that speed. So basically, say you're there, you just turn around. Someone's there, literally like that. I've got 2 seconds to get my feet in the air and take him out.
You're 33 now.
Yeah.
Is it getting tougher on the body?
You know what? Before I took my time out, I felt at my best. Literally felt at my best, physical, mentally, fitness, everything. Usually you'd think in your 20s, you're in your peak in your 20s, but no, I felt as I was in my peak in my 30s. I'm going to give myself solid 10 weeks to try and get a bit of size back on, you know, so I've got to clean my diet up and things like that, start eating right, as athletes would. I've got to put a bit of extra time in the gym now, you know, it's just game face on.
Do you know what I notice, okay, is when you're talking about it, your face lights up and you get this sort of buzz, I suppose is the best way to describe it. Is that fair?
Yeah, 100%. I've missed it so much, if I'm honest. Now that I'm getting my focus back and I'm getting my head around it, like even just stepping through these ropes now, you know, it feels like magic to me. Even though there's nobody about and there's no crowd around, I can feel it. You know what I mean? And it's, yeah, it's a passion, end of the day. I go to Germany quite often. I just come back from there this weekend and basically I made a bit of a statement already. I want, whether it's in WAW in the UK or IPW in Germany, I want to get to the end of this year knowing I come back big time, and I want a world championship to my name. I want a heavyweight title to my name. I've had 9 championships throughout my wrestling career. When I personally had a moment in my head and I thought I was done and everybody else believed I was done, I just need to come back and prove that I'm worth one more. You know what I mean? And the big one. It's my life. It's who I am. I'm the lion. Now it's just time for me to come back and prove it. And here's the man over here. This is my mentor, Ricky Knight, my mate.
How long have you been in the business then, Rick?
30 plus, about 34 years now. Yeah, still going. Still probably one of the oldest performers in the country at the moment, I think. So I'm still doing probably about 200 matches a year, plus running this place, running shows, running training schools, running kids clubs. So you know, we're a busy family, and as you well know, we just got the movie come out, so everything at the moment is just movie stuff. Wrestling's been good to me and my family.
How long have you known Aaron?
Quite a few years now, since he was a little kid. Was it about 15, 16? I think, something like that.
About 7, yeah, about 67.
Yeah, I think one of the early times was when I wrestled you for the British title, wasn't it? That
was the RDW Championship,
yeah. I remember that, yeah.
2005?
2005, and it was a very heated night, and I remember they saying, you're with this young kid, he's very talented, he's got good future, and you know, the usual stuff you hear. But when I got in the ring with him, I realised everything they said it was true. We went out and stormed the place, and went home feeling very satisfied that this young lad was British champion. And this just seemed like come under wing like one of my sons. He was just like one of his lads I got on with, and You know, I knew he was ambitious, and I knew he'd give everything to anything he does, not just wrestling, but anything he does, he gives 100%. And that's what I like about anybody. If they give 100% in life, and they're all right by me.
And then suddenly, wham, he's been hit by this depression, whatever it is. How did that make you feel?
Well, you know, to be honest, I can understand where he's come from, because I've suffered manic depression since I was a kid, and so I know where he's coming from, and I know it's how hard it is to get out of, and you can be dragged down with it, and it's very hard to rise above it, and credit to him. I think he's coming out of the black hole, and he's working hard, and hopefully we'll see the old Aaron back, and chasing the WAW World Heavyweight Championship, I hope. So
when I first came over here, in my mind all the time, it's like, I want to impress him. I'm not bothered about anyone else, if I'm honest with you, as long as I go and have a good match, this and that. I've always been one of these where Rick's watching. I want to impress him. I want to impress him. I think I've had a good match. I walk by, I just go, "You all right, Aaron?" And that's it. And sometimes I think, "Go on, Rick, just say something," like, you know what I mean? But he won't. He'll keep quiet, and it nibs me. It does do. But then once in a blue moon, he'll turn around and be like, "You're doing good, kid," and all stuff like that. And you know what I mean? And it's just moments like that means a lot to me more than anything. And he always pulls me up when I've done something wrong as well. He's always been straight with me, and that's why I think we've always had a really good bond as well, a really close bond. I love him to bits, you know what I mean? And like I say, I class them all as family myself.
Roy, tell me about Aaron then. What can you tell me about
Well, the good or the bad?
Oh, I don't want tell me whatever you want. Tell me the bad stuff about Aaron then.
No, he's a good lad, Aaron is, yeah. Fantastic wrestler. We had a hell of a match in Skegness once. Really good, hard-hitting match as well. I think we've come out really bruised and cut and all sorts. But as a wrestler, he's got so much ability. Obviously, at the minute with his, I've got demons myself, got a few issues. Aaron's gone through at the minute, but when he comes back, I'm sure he's going to be the world champion. I'm sure he is. But I'll tell you a good night we did have out once, which is I got him in trouble with his missus at the time. We went out in Skegness, and I think you're a bit of a downer. I said, "Come on, we go out in Skegness." So I went down with him, and I remember giving him. He don't drink a lot, really, do you, Aaron?
No.
And I was giving him triple brandies all night.
That was in a snake bite as well.
In a snake bite, and all of a sudden he was on the dance floor going mental. And then some woman come up to us who knew him, and he was like, "What we do, Roy, is we just go round hers and we just sleep with her, but not meaning as have sex with her, just meaning we just sleep in her bed." I was like, "Well, why would we go around and just sleep in her bed, Aaron? I'm married and you've got a missus." He's like, "Yeah, but she's my friend," and we just go round there and we can just sleep in her bed and she sleep in the middle of us. I was like, it's paralytic. I was like, this make no sense, mate, because. Then he went, "Oh yeah, right." Took him home. So he rang his wife, his missus, at 2 a.m. to tell this story that me and him were going to sleep in his bed with his woman. And she was like, "What do you want?" And anyway, that's a long story. And then his dad come down and went, "You daft prick. Whatever you done?" So yeah.
I think that was about 2 weeks after you got married as well.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. He done me a right favour then. Yeah. Yeah.
So is it quite a sort of a community then, sort of the wrestling?
The wrestling's one big family. Wherever you go in the world, whether it's Italy, America, or anything, if you're a wrestler, it's one big family. Everyone get on with everyone because wrestlers are not normal. They don't think normal. We're not normal people, so we normally all get on really well. If you know what I mean. Wherever you go in the world.
Is he going to get back to the top then?
Yeah, he's got all the ability to. That's whether he wants it or not, which I believe he does. But when he gets his mind on something, he's very, very dedicated with his bodybuilding, wrestling, whatever he does. But I think this time he's more motivated than I've ever seen him. I think he's starting in the gym again this week, and on his journey, I think he will be the world champion. He was nearly there before, but this time I think he's going to get there, the final bit of jigsaw to be the world champion. But he's going to have to beat me to be that.
And can he beat you?
I don't know. We'll have to see what I believe he won't, but if he will be. So.
Moving on.
It's just a couple of days since we started filming, and Aaron has his first proper session in the gym.
Hey, how's it going, buddy? Yeah, good, mate. How are you, mate? Yeah, good, mate. You? Looking good. Cheers, mate. I'm supposed to be the alpha male here, and I'm training with these two.
So do you guys think it's better then to sort of train in groups together, sort of thing?
Yeah, definitely. You get more motivation.
And it's like healthy competition, you just pushes each one to get better. And then if someone's strong, you'll get the strongest there, and then the person who's strong becomes weak and it all starts again.
Yeah.
It's just a good cycle, really.
Just got to get myself a bit of time before I'm lifting what they're lifting, yeah. doing that pump again. IPW Germany, Michael Schreckenberg. You can't hide forever. Team Lion, we're coming for you.
So you've just done your weight training, yeah?
Yep, just had a weight session.
Good session?
Lovely session, went really well. Definitely put me through my paces. It's been a while since I felt a pump like that, so it was, yeah, it's actually nice to get that pump again, that feeling, them endorphins, you know what I mean? I think I'm slowly starting to get in the swing of things now, so yeah, I feel like I'm definitely on my way back.
Another 4 to 6 weeks, we'll be well away.
Yeah,
Back and in better shape, hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully,
That's the goal anyway.
Yeah, like I said, my diet's all on key and everything, so the big question is, everybody keeps saying when you're coming back in the ring, and I keep telling them soon, but I'm guessing maybe in about 6 weeks, maybe. Just take my first step in the pool, you know what I mean, get my feet cold.
How fit is he, Liam?
He's done really well today. He's stronger than I thought he was going to be. And he kept up with me, and actually in some ways he's probably stronger than me, because you know, I've been training non-stop and you've sort of come in with like 10 kilos down on me, which you know, so realistically you're going to be stronger and bigger and better than me, so that's what I want. Then you can start pushing me.
You're just being too nice.
Okay then, so you haven't done much cardio today, have you?
No, not today.
Okay, so apparently Aaron has set you a bit of a challenge, Liam, to try and beat him up the hill. And I've got to call the 3, 2, 1. You ready?
Well, up this hill?
On that one.
No.
On that one?
Yeah.
Give him the big one.
That's perfect.
3, 2, 1, go. Go on then. Go on then, he's beating you.
You know, what happened to me. It is what it is. Like I say, I lost a lot of weight. You remember what I was like. I looked ill.
Yeah.
Things got the better of my life, and now it's nice to have that focus again, to think, you know, I need to get to that level.
Well, but, I mean, to be honest, I didn't recognise it. Your head was down, your eyes were, you had no life in your eyes, and then now you've got that zest back in your eyes. You know, you're talking better, you're more confident, and it's just building yourself up again. And with time, and you've got that strength, which you've shown it, and you know you've done it before, and you can do it again, and you probably achieve more this time than you did last time.
The one motivation I've got now, I say one. But one, it's proven to my kids that it doesn't matter how bad life can hit you, you can bounce back, you know what I mean? And two, it's for anybody who's been there where I was, you know, it's all about proving that you can come back. And, you know, I've got no shame in admitting it now, where I didn't speak about it for a long time at first, even to you, you know, I've seen you a couple of times in the gym and that when I was just going through the motions, but it's a hard thing to come out and admit it. But when you do, and you take them first steps, you know you're on your way to somewhere. And now I'm starting to feel a bit more positive, I'm feeling a bit better, and I've got this head on my shoulders now. And one thing I've learned about myself through this is nothing can break me. Nothing. And I know I'm going to get this shot, one way or another. I have to get this shot. I think it's just written in the stars.
What did you first think when Aaron first walked in the church? This big 6 foot whatever guy walked in the church. What did you think?
We do get all kinds of people in church, so we try to be very, very welcoming, and he was just so friendly himself and so at ease, and it was just great to have him around. He didn't let on initially that he's a wrestler. That came later, which was all very exciting really, because I don't think we've had a wrestler in the congregation, not while I've been here. Yeah, he's got a real heart for people and a heart for God, which is great. His faith means so much to him. And first met him when he just walked into church one Sunday morning and got to know him. Went round to meet him and his family and his children over the time. And then he said he wanted to be baptised, which is a really special thing, which is a real privilege. But I thought for Aaron, we needed something a little bit special, a little bit unusual. And I'd always wanted to baptise somebody in the river here, in a place called Ringland, which is just nearby, where there is a small stream, a small river, very similar to how I imagine the River Jordan to be. And so I said to Aaron, but it was actually about December time, I seem to remember, when he decided he wanted to be baptised. And I can remember Aaron telling me that he's quite used to taking ice baths. And I said, well, I'm not. So if I'm getting in the river with you, it's going to have to be slightly warmer weather, I think. So eventually, of course, we had the really, really hot summer, about 9 o'clock in the morning. We went down to the riverbank with a few other folks. He made his declaration about his faith and his faith in Jesus, and I just knew that this was a really important time for him.
When are we going to see the first vicar in the wrestling ring?
Well, I think it should happen, definitely. Won't be me, but I think that's a great idea. Why not? Yeah, definitely. I don't know if vicars make very good wrestlers, I'm not sure. But yeah, I think that would be a great idea. And I think Aaron would be ideal to kind of take them through their paces, really.
Tell me about your faith.
My faith is something I've had for a very long time. I've always been some sort of believer, even since I was a kid. I never really knew what to believe. I always believed there was a higher power above. I wasn't really too sure what I believed until about a good couple of years ago. But then when I came here and met Paul, he put a lot of things into perspective for me, and you start questioning things, you know, is this really real? You know, does faith really exist? And things like that. But I truly believe it's the faith that's helped me get through a lot, especially with all the bad times with the mental health and things like that. You know, faith is something I've held on to all the way through it. There's so many different faiths out there, so many different beliefs, and it doesn't matter what belief you have. I think what it all comes down to is just love, you know what I mean, and appreciating what we are and what we've got. And it's definitely led me to be a better person in life, and I don't get too angry about things no more, because I take a step back and I sort of I look at things in a whole new light.
Obviously, when you suffered with your depression, whatever you want to call it,
Yeah.
Church was important to you then?
Very. You know, it's like I say, I had everything what I could have wanted, but for some reason it just never felt enough at that time. Oh, I didn't have all the money in the world, but what's money? You know what I mean? It's, you know, you buy something new, you spend it, within a week or something it becomes boring. And I can't really put my finger on it why I felt so low, but I used to wake up in the morning, I didn't like what I seen in the mirror. It just felt like one big massive black cloud over me. And this is when I walked in here, because I felt, you know, I've been to doctors, I've been to hospitals, put on all different medication, this, that and the other to try and help me. None of it was helping deep down if I knew. You know, you see this big character, what I'm supposed to be, this British, European heavyweight champion, this and that, the other. I'm supposed to be an animal in the ring. But behind the lights, I got brought to my knees and I needed help. If I'm honest, the one thing I believe got me through it is Jesus Christ. That and all my friends and family and fans, basically, who support me as well. So here we are at Breckland Community Centre, where it all started out for me in the first place. You know, I've had a lot of questions basically saying, you know, what show are you coming back on? There's a lot of big shows coming up. I actually thought about it and I thought, you know what, I actually want to start back to basics. I want to go back to where I first started off. So, and to be honest with you, the crowd's amazing here. They always are. They're always loud and always into the shows. So yeah, we're back here, back to square one where it all started. It's the first step for me. I'm feeling good. It's been a bit of a fight to get here. Obviously I've got a long way to go. I'm not denying that. I'm not in the shape I was in, but we're getting there day at a time. I'm excited. I can't wait to step behind the curtain and hear the crowd's voice again. You know what I mean? Just to get that line raw out there. I'm actually starting to feel a little bit pumped about it, if I'm honest. First match back, Team Lion, good to go.
side. WWE, will you please welcome back to Cossey. He is the Lion, Aaron Shaw! One more time, ladies and gentlemen, the Lion, Aaron Shaw!
Wow, that was amazing. You know, it's felt so long, but obviously through the hard times, the blood, sweat and the tears, I made it back this far now. Just hearing that crowd is just one of the reasons I remember why I did this. I'm not exactly, like I say, where I want to be yet, but you know, I'm going to continue training and try and get in shape and aim for high heights. You know, I've got to thank so many people for standing behind me, and I just hope I'm doing all right now and doing everybody proud and doing my kids proud. And like I say, I know God's with me.
We're winning. I'm winning this.
Oh, no. Well, I'm not as good on this as I used to be, that's for sure.
I'm very good at this. Whoa! No, I cheat. No, I fell. Get out.
Yeah, as I was saying with Xander, he lives with autism, as I have stated before. We found out when he was just short of 4 years old. And it's just been one of them things, you know, he lives with it, and I sort of do my best to come down into his world rather than him try and come into mine.
Did you like coming bowling?
Oh, he loves it. Like, to be honest, I bring him quite often here. I think it's the lights as well, and it's just a lot of it's sensation things, you know what I mean, sensory and all that. But yeah, I think it's the lights he likes as well, all the multiple colours and stuff like that. But it's always been something he likes to do, is bowling. Yeah, I bring him all the time, to be honest. Yeah, awesome. I like to say I'm doing good, but at the end of the day, if it weren't for them bollards, I'd be doing terrible. Oh, I missed you. Oh no! What are you doing? Oh, did you win? Oh, look at that! High five. It's quite fascinating, really, because sometimes I wish I seen things from his point of view, like, you know what I mean? Because I don't know. If I did, maybe I wouldn't worry so much about things. But you know, he's amazing. He's my boy. Mr. Worry. Poor Mr. Worry, whatever happened, he worried about it. If it rained, he worried that his roof was going to leak. Life was just one long worry for Mr. Poor Mr. Worry. It's all tongue tie this, isn't it? One day he went for a walk. He was worried that he might walk too far and not be able to get home. But on the other hand, he was worried that if he didn't walk far enough, he wouldn't get enough exercise. He hurried along the worry. Or you could say, he worried along the hurrying. I'm sure they make these to make adults look dumb. He met Mr. Bump. I'm very worried about you, he said. Mr. Bump, who's that like?
Mr. Bump.
Who's Mr. Bump like?
You.
Okay, how are you feeling then?
Yeah, feeling good, to be honest with you. It's been a bit of a draining week, but this is my second match back. Yeah, you know, I'm feeling strong, I'm feeling fit. My fitness has definitely gone up. You know, as time progresses, since the last show to now, which was about, 3 weeks ago, something like that. Yeah, I'm getting a lot fitter, definitely. I'm going to actually start working on dieting down soon and get working on my muscle a bit soon, but it's all been about mainly just sort of get my fitness back up for the time being. On the 9th of November in Germany, it's been announced now that I'm going for the IPW Heavyweight Championship. You know, I've got plenty of time to train for that and get myself in shape, and a couple of warm-up stops along the way. I say warm-up, I'm actually on with Roughneck tonight, wrestling him. So he ain't exactly no light warm-up really. He's a great wrestler, you know. I look forward to getting in the ring with him, and you know, we've got a bit of history between the two of us as well. So yeah, it's going to be good fun.
Aaron's comeback. Well, he's had a bit of time out, a lot of personal issues. You know, he had a lot to cite in his own mind. That was probably the biggest fight he's had in his life, coming through from rock bottom and getting back to the top. But he's slowly getting there, you know, and every match that he do, confidence is growing and he's becoming the Lion again. You know, I think he lost his spirit, he lost the Lion, he lost himself, he lost his ways for a good while. But now we're starting to see the real Aaron Waldron, the Lion, Aaron Sharp, is finally coming back.
Are you ready? You know, I'd say it's my second one back. It all went as planned in my eyes. Roughneck, we had a bit of history. He's an amazing opponent, big strong guy. It's what I needed right now. and you know, he's former British champion and everything, and just going there, the crowd's reaction, you know, it was a tough one, but we pulled through it, and you know, on to the next fight now. This is the road to redemption for me, and you know, I'd say that was a pretty good part of it out there. Like I said, Team Lion, we're going all the way. I ain't going to stop now. I came back from nothing, and I'm aiming for everything.
How's your mental health at the moment?
My mental health's pretty good. I'm not going to lie and say it's easy and I'm completely out of it. You know, I have my off days. But, you know, I just wake up every morning, I've got my health, I've got my family, I've got my friends. What more do I need? I'm just finding myself again. You know, I feel good, I feel healthy, I feel blessed with what I've got. I'm realising what I have got in life now, and, you know, but like I said, it's not something that like turns overnight. You know what I mean? I'm not going to lie to people and said it's easy, because it's not easy. You just got to keep on fighting, and that what I've just done in there proves it. You know, you can't stay down. You've got to get up, count your blessings, pray to God, and get on with the day. You know, a message I can give to everybody in this: life is just one big roller coaster. You know, you're going to have ups, you're going to have downs. There's different chapters. There's good chapters, there's bad chapters, and just because we're in a bad chapter doesn't mean it's going to stay that way. You know what I mean? I'm slowly starting to realise that. You know, I've got to move forward now. I think I'm doing okay. I'm doing all right. Today's a good day, tomorrow's a new day. Just keep going.
Things were moving forward really well for Aaron. And then...
Okay, everybody, so literally, just as I'm fighting my way back into the ring, get myself a world title shot. I've been wrestling 17 years, never broke a bone in my whole life. For the first time ever, I've took my kids along with my best mate to, what's this place called, Jump Warriors, and I've gone and broke my leg.
The old bone's out, so it's quite a nice break.
But Michael Schreckenberg, don't take this as a weakness, because I will make it back, mate. I promise you, I'll be in Germany in November. Anyway, I hope everybody's all right.
The break was more serious than originally thought. Aaron had completely snapped his tibia and fibia and seriously damaged his ligaments and tendons. The doctor who saw him said it was the worst ankle break that he had seen in 30 years. Aaron needed to take some time off from filming.
So this is the street where I grew up on, Eastview Close. Obviously, the moment I was born, when Mum and Dad come back from the hospital, this is where I lived. Grew up here all my life till I was 25. It was a lot different back then, because put it this way, at this time of day, you'd see nothing but kids on the street. Every single house had a bunch of kids. It's a bit quiet now compared to what it used to be. It don't have the same effect. Good times back then, you know. There was no such thing as Kindles and phones and stuff like that, so we was proper kids, you know, going out causing chaos, and this is proper childhood stuff, you know what I mean?
So tell me about Aaron when he was a child then.
Oh, Aaron when he was a child. Well, to be honest, it was a bloody nightmare, wasn't it?
It was a pain in the bum.
Yeah, and then wrestling come along. Well, that was it, wasn't it? It was wrestle. We had to watch wrestling 24/7. And when he used to go to bed, he was still bloody wrestling in bed. You could hear him bouncing on the bus. Couldn't tell him to get down. And then you'd hear the bed go. He used to break bloody beds like, wasn't he? Anyway, I thought he's going to go out of this, you know. But did I?
No.
So he used to wrestle in the garden, wrestling there. In fact, when he first started wrestling, it was with that big teddy bear, wasn't it?
Yeah.
We used to have this huge teddy bear that was his sister's, and Aaron used to wrestle it. He used to stand on top of the settee and die, and I think he's going to break his bloody arm or leg one of these, you know. Literally dive about wrestling. God, they never sat still, did they? Wouldn't sit still.
This used to be a wishing well. He broke all that, didn't he, wrestling?
Yeah.
Just wrestling from a young age, that's all he's ever been interested in. Parents' evening,
Yeah.
they asked him what he wanted to be, and he said,
A wrestler.
Well, the teacher laughed, and I said, well, someone's got to do it. He had the last laugh.
He was just made that way anyway. You could see it when he was a kid here, because I thought maybe he'd go into something like bricklaying or roofing or something. But no, just wrestle, all the time it was just wrestle. And then when he got his first job wrestling for All Stars Wrestling, and he got his first match on Butlins. Well, we went along, and I expected to see him go right good eyes, you know. But no, it was good. Even his first match, I thought, bloody hell, I couldn't believe it, you know. The moves he was making as a youngster against this big professional guy, I thought, it's got it, definitely got it, you know. And it went from there to, where is it now, up at Norwich. So I packed his bags and off he went. And I'm thinking, gave him 6 months up there. And years later, he's still up there, isn't he? Yeah. And he's wrestled all over the place. Quite proud on him that way. Because if he gets something in his head, you can't get it out even with a lump hammer. You know, you won't get it out. If it's in his head, it's in his head till he's done it, and that's it, you know. It's one of them guys.
Which can be frustrating at times.
Oh, yeah.
Do you worry about him when he's wrestling, Mum?
At first, I was petrified. Now I don't worry so much. But first, I wanted to jump in the ring and hit a few people myself. You know. He's picked his career and we accept it. So I don't really worry when he's wrestling. I worry more when he gets on trampolines.
I've known Aaron for around 10 years now. He used to work for the family as a doorman in Skeg, Ingham and Chapel. So he's always been into his wrestling. He's always been reliable on every front, to be fair.
Obviously he's come back to Skeggy because obviously he's broke his leg, so you sort of got together then, did you?
Yeah, we got back together. He was wanting to get back into the gym and start training and that, and I was the same. Obviously, with his leg being broken, we've had to adapt a lot of our training at the moment to work around Aaron's condition and his injury. But he's doing really well. We've been back in the gym around 4 to 5 weeks now. Everything's going well. He's PTing me every day, which we're looking to train every 4 to 5 days. He's done a lot for me in the past couple of months, really. Even though we've only just got back into the gym, to have the support. And he's always there at the end of the phone call or at the end of a text message.
Good round all leg then?
Yes.
Was this sort of place you came sort of as a kid then, really?
Yeah, we all grew up here as a kid. Obviously, like this was probably the main place where all the kids used to come to when we got that little bit older. You know, from the age of 10, 11, 12. The arcade's always been here, so it was always a place to come to the arcades, play on all the new machines. We got the Club Tropicana here, which back then was called the Maid Marian Club. Beyond that, they've got a swimming bath and everything, so that was like a big resort thing for all the kids. And we used to knock about and stuff. And yeah, I also worked the doors here, 10 years ago and stuff like that. I used to work here and then go across the road to the pub, and it was a good place to grow up around.
So who's been doing all the journeys then?
Little Miss Joey here.
Yeah. Him always taking me to the gym. Claire takes me everywhere else I want to go. Been everywhere, haven't we, really? A few road trips. Kept me entertained. Taking me cinemas and all that. She won't let me pay for nothing, and it gets annoying after a while. We go for a coffee or even cinema or anything, she knows I can't get there quick enough, so she'll go and pay for it while I'm hopping along.
Get my own back when that's off.
Has he been a pain then?
Oh yeah, proper wanted to smash his face in a few times, but he'll be alright. It's just frustration, and he'll be alright when he gets that cast off, hopefully, and gets back to how he wants to be.
You learn who the close people are in your life when stuff like this happens. People come out of the blue. You'd least expect to, you know, but they do. This has been the easy part, really. Mind you saying that.
Not for us.
No, not for you. I've been chauffeured around a bit, but like I say, it's this is where I've really got to put the effort in now, and such a short space to do it in as well. Obviously, everybody thinks I shouldn't do it, but like I said,
Just got to listen. Listen to your body and listen to what you'll know what you can and can't do when you get that off. Nobody else.
I don't count the days. I think you've got to make the days count. Yeah. That makes sense. Just one day at a time. Always bring my kids here as well to feed the ducks. They always love to come here. Feed them. Love to watch them race for the bread as well. Watch this. It's like life, innit? It's all one big race. Today's the day. obviously 10 weeks ago since I broke my leg. The cast comes off later on this afternoon. I don't know what to expect. But it's like anything I've sort of come across, it's always a challenge. Always a challenge. Sometimes I like the odds going against me as well, if I'm honest. This makes it worth more the fight. Like I said, it's try and get some training done on it, a little bit at a time. Try and build some muscle back up around it and stuff like that, and go out there and do the best I can do. Got a deadline of 3 months to get to Germany. It's obviously a weak point now, it's always going to be a weakness. That goes without say, but I suppose it's just about adapting and overcoming, isn't it? Dreading to see what it looks like, if I'm honest. I'm just hoping I can move about on it again, you know, because I don't know if you remember, I said I wrestle and that.
No, wrestling. I was looking you up on YouTube after you went.
Oh, was you?
Yeah.
You saying that because the camera's
No, of course. I started American wrestling years ago. It's just, you're going to have to have some physio and whatnot, but yes, get back to normal before you.
Look at the difference in your leg
Look at my
colour.
foot.
No, the sun, where you've caught the sun.
I'm not bothered about the colour.
Oh, that was good. Yeah.
Well, that looks weird. Hope so.
How's it feel?
Weird. Really weird. Like it feels like nothing's there. It's really light. I really don't like the looks of it either. It's really, really thin. Really thin. No.
After a short consultation with the doctor, Aaron was asked to take an X-ray to see how the injury was progressing.
So what you say then?
6 weeks.
6 weeks what?
And then I can go back in the ring.
No, he didn't.
Is your hair in there?
Hang on, let me just...
Are you there?
Yeah,
Three straps. As the swelling goes down, if it starts to feel a bit loose, if you press this, you'll feel it.
Oh, that feels better doing that now.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah. Can I do that a bit tighter?
Yeah, of course you
Yeah,
can.
yeah.
You do it.
You're the only one who knows what it feels like, so it's personal preference.
I like it tighter.
It's extra support, that's...
Yeah.
That's what they all say.
Yeah,
So what's the doc say?
Well, he says he's happy with the progress of it. He says it is looking good. But he says obviously it's going to take me about another 6 weeks to be walking proper, he reckons. But he has advised me not to wrestle in November in Germany, which he says he don't think it's going to heal that well by then. He says last thing you want to do is go in there and do it again, which is understandable, but I'm going to try. I'm going to try to build up my strength in it, and I don't know, I've still got it in my head regardless of what the doctor says. It's just a bit odd with him saying, I said, you know, do you reckon I'll be ready for November? And he explained a lot to me, saying how many screws and pins and that's in there. He says it's quite a lot, and he says, you know, you explained that it's the scar tissue that forms over the bone, and my ligaments are knackered at the minute. It's going to happen regardless. It's going to happen whether it's November, February, March. It's going to happen, but I'm hoping I can get ready for November. God willing, I can overcome it. I've got one more belt to win.
Just a few weeks later, Aaron had the difficult decision to delay the fight from November to February due to his injury. I caught up with him just a few days later, and we chatted candidly about his depression.
I don't know what caused it, but I got to a stage once, I remember I was in Germany, and I just won this big tournament, and I should have been buzzing, which I was happy, but I should have been over the moon, but I was just dead inside, you know, I was sad. And I remember going to my hotel room that night, and I was just thinking to myself, I've had enough. I just don't want to be here no more. And I started thinking a bit deep, like suicidal. And I was thinking I was going to do it. But lucky, like I said, I've got 3 beautiful kids, and I had a picture of them with me. And that was enough for me to think, right, I need help now. Enough's enough. And for some reason, I don't know why, but I didn't want to go back. I can't explain why. I just sat there and I just used to think, I don't want to get back in the ring. I really don't. I just felt low. I couldn't be bothered to go to the gym all of a sudden, which was not like me at all. I started losing the weight I had. I started going really thin. I stopped eating. And I just started getting really upset all the time, really upset. And I started thinking really deep, like really deep and that's not me, it's completely out of character for me, you know? I've always been a high, bubbly guy for my teen years. And it just was not me, it wasn't me. And I felt as though something wasn't right, but I couldn't quite put my hand on it. But the longer I had off and the longer I felt like this, the deeper it got. And like I said, I had everything to be happy about, my kids around and everything. Just the more I stayed in this hole, the deeper it got, and it just got worse till it led to them suicidal thoughts. I mean, I went back in the ring after so long, but I didn't want to be there. And I just did a night in Germany where, like I said, everyone was going mental for me, this and that. I just didn't feel nothing. I felt dead inside. And when I realised that, that's when I realised, what's my purpose now? What am I doing? You know, it was a dangerous zone to be in. But I'm glad I overcome it. I'm glad I overcome it.
So what was a typical day like when you were there?
My alarm would go off. I was really tired. I just woke up. I put my house coat on. You know, something was just totally different. I lost confidence, you know. I made sure I had fully clothed and that. I lost confidence in how I looked, in myself. I just used to get up, go downstairs. I used to tell myself why not to go to the gym, things like that. And I just thought, I can't be bothered. The kids would want to play with me. I just didn't have the motivation. Just didn't have the motivation. My partner at the time would try and talk to me, and all I kept going on about is how I want to be. I was never doing anything about it.
How did that make you feel when you were playing with the kids, partner?
Looking back now, I feel as though I failed them. I just felt so low. I just thought, I'm failing my kids. And that's when I knew I needed help. So I decided to get it. Sorry.
Schenkenberg, then he's your ex is going to hurt you, does he?
Yeah. He says he's going to come straight from my leg and then my career. Yeah. That's what he says.
What do you think about that?
It's obvious, isn't it? You know what I mean? I'm a wounded man. You know, it's a big weakness now. You know what I mean? So it's open to any comers who's going to, you know, I'm going to face. They're going to come for it. As simple as. The whole world knows about it. It's just one of the things I've just got to deal with it, I suppose. I've got a lot of thoughts going through my head as well, because it could easily snap again. You know, it's only been 5 months since I broke the leg, probably less than that actually. by the time I get in the ring with him, it's just going to be 8 months. Is it too soon? Time will tell. And obviously, you know, with the impact it could take, and especially with the guy I'm going up against, Michael Schenkenberg, it's nothing to take light. And yeah, it is in the back of my mind. So yeah, I'm going to be nervous. Yeah, I am. Yeah, it's a massive step in more ways than one, really. Like I say, I'm not just facing a normal guy, I'm facing one of the best around, you know, on the indie circuit. You know, it's certainly one of the best that's ever come out of Germany. So we'll see, you know, time will tell. We've got a lot to prove.
How long have you lived in Norwich?
I moved to Norwich in January 2012, so what's that? We're now 19, nearly 8 years. Nearly 8 years now, yeah. Yeah.
What do you like about Norwich?
What do I like about Norwich? I love the history of the place, to be honest with you. Just things like this, the castle itself. I mean, this was built, well, they started building it in 1067. Yeah, 1067, I believe. Not that I know my history that well, I've just read it on the board. But you know, it's just things like that, you know, just that's been built and stood there for hundreds of years and seen, you know, throughout many different lives and lifestyles, and it's just, I just love it, you know. I had a nice feeling about the place and that, and obviously my wrestling career really took off here a little bit more and stuff like that, so it just seemed a good idea at the time. It's home. It's definitely a home now. I mean, Skegness is always going to be my home, but this is somewhere where I've made my second home. Where, you know, I love it here. I do love it here.
So obviously, you've got all the gyms in Norwich, and you sort of, I understand you made sort of quite a lot of friends in the gym. And
yeah. Plenty of friends in the gym. It's my domain, isn't it? You know, that's where we guys like myself and the meatheads, as they call them. You know, it's our release in life, you know, our escape, I suppose. So, yeah, a lot of guys who I know from the gym, obviously we're all in there for the same reason, and it's I don't know, there's just like a brotherhood thing that goes around in certain gyms, isn't there?
is it escapism? Because I'll be honest with you, yeah, meatheads, yeah, obviously people think that, and some of the guys I've met, they're big lads, and they're gentle giants.
Yeah. You know, we all fight to have that muscle look or just to be fit or things like that, you know, but end of the day, we're just human, aren't we? You know what I mean? One thing I say, people get intimidated when they first go in gyms and they see these big units and this and that and the other, but, you know, it's like I said, everybody goes in the gym for the same reason, to better ourselves, to feel good about ourselves, and just to feel better about life in general. That's what we, you know, that's what we do it for, so, but we're no different to everybody else.
It would appear Aaron has a talent for other things as well as wrestling.
This is my first time doing any sort of panto. I'm a bit too left feet with the steps.
You are a little bit, yeah.
I've been sort of following Anisha's lead. She's been helping me out with all the dance moves and things like that. So, and to be honest with you, we've grown quite a good little friendship.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's like, honestly, he's like so funny. You do crack me up all the time in rehearsals. You're just like a great sport. Like, he gets on with it. He'd like practice, and you're actually really good. Like, you picked up one song in particular, and honestly, you're just a great laugh, and you're actually doing really well. So
well, I'm enjoying it. You know what I mean? You know, it's totally different out of my comfort zone. You know, it's different to what sort of acting I've done in the past, but it's fun. I've always come to the pantos when they've done them here with the Tavern players, and to be honest with you, they sell out every single time. They're such a good group to get along with. And to be honest with you, I'm going to stay with these because I'm hoping that they are going to do Aladdin, and I'm hoping they're just going to cast me the genie without even thinking about it. But that's up to them, innit? If not, never mind, I'll still be in it.
Does it seem a bit strange having a wrestler?
well, when I first saw him, I was like, oh my god, he's a bit, you know, oof. I thought he was gonna like be very hard on everyone and like, you know, be very rude, but he's definitely got a soft spot for kids, and he's like really helpful with the adults, and he just makes everyone laugh. We love new people coming into New Tavern Players. I've joined like years ago, and it's great to see like new people, like even a wrestler. That's just crazy. But it's good to have him around because he definitely puts a smile on my face every time I see him.
And if everyone can share it for me as well, so more people get to watch it, because I've got a few things in mind that I just want to put across.
So is it important for you to put messages out there?
Yeah, very important, to be honest with you. You know, it's been a year today. It's been a year today since we set up this documentary page to when we shook hands. Within that year, as I've just been on about it now, literally, we've got such a following, and we've got so many people contact us from all over the world, so many different countries contacting us. And the good thing, what I feel proud of, we've took the time to answer as many as we can. When you get messages that you're helping others, that's when it all makes it worthwhile. I don't feel so bad doing what I'm doing anymore. Not that I felt bad in the first place, but it was a bit hard, but now I take pride in doing it. You know what I mean? Because when we get messages saying, thank you, Aaron, you and your team have helped me so much, you made me see in a clearer light, and I'm doing things, I'm getting up out there every day, and it's all through watching what you're doing, this and that. So you know what, I take pride in what we're doing. It was hard at first, but now I'm loving it. And I'm 4 weeks away now from going for Germany for the heavyweight title. And I'll admit, 4 weeks away, and I've had a couple of glasses of red wine just to relax tonight and chill out a bit, you know, and just sort of take everything in. And it's just like, I'm not proud of some of the mistakes I've made, like I've said before, but I'm proud of what we're doing to overcome it.
Bit reflective then.
Yeah. When you go through them bad times and you slowly start to fight your way out of it slowly, you take a lot of time to reassess your life. Take a lot of time to look back on things where you've gone wrong and how you can better yourself as a person. I think you look at things like the people that's been around you through your dark times and the people that wasn't there. So you sort of reassess your life and you sort of look at things in a different light, and you think, you know, I've got to change things now. I can't be the same person I was. I used to live my life where I used to care what people think. I really used to care what people thought of me. And I think if I'm being honest, that created a lot of depression as well. You can't please everybody. You can't please everybody, even if you do right. So I think I've come to a better place now where I don't care who likes me and who doesn't. Because them that don't like me for what I'm doing, you know what, I don't even hate them. I bless them. I just say to them literally, like, God bless you. You know, find peace in what you got to find peace in. But for them that's following me, for doing what I'm doing, they don't seem to realise that the reason I'm doing what I'm doing is because of the vibe they give me. So, yeah, I don't think if I'm being honest, I'll be at this moment in my life right now with what I'm about to go and do. Win or lose, I don't think I'd be where I am right now if it wasn't for everybody that's getting behind me. So I can only but thank them. But mental health is something that's sort of grown along this, and at the end of the day, there's a lot of people out there that's suffering, and I've been one of them.
There you go, mate. So you've arrived.
I know. Arrived now. No turning back now, that's for sure.
Here we are at Stansted.
Stansted,
Excited,
right
mate?
Top of the range. yeah, really excited now. It's all happening tomorrow night, isn't it? It's finally got over the whole journey of it all now. Now it's just putting the icing on the cake, really. So, yeah, nervous times really, but exciting. Just here now in Germany at Hamburg, just arrived at the airport. It's now 6:15 in the morning. We did set off from Norwich this morning about 2 o'clock, so I'm quite tired, to be honest with you. I need some rest, but no rest for the wicked yet, because we've got a lot to catch up on. The big showdown's tomorrow, so it's just going to be a case of enjoying the sights of Hamburg today and get all prepared tonight, and then get some sleep, and then show day tomorrow. It's all coming to an end.
Einen beliebigen Fahrstreifen benutzen, links auf Ratzenhöhen dann abzubiegen.
Later it's over, and you breathe just to know you're alive.
All right, so I've just arrived in Germany with Aaron. We've only been here about an hour. I'm with Aaron and Dave and Charlie, and I feel like I've got 3 minders.
Bodyguards.
The first time I met Aaron in England, Norwich, then we had a match together, and I don't know who he is. And then I looked at him and oh, he looked angry. And then I go over to Aaron and spoke with Aaron, and we get a good connection. Yeah. And then we have our match. This was one of the best matches I had so far. It was a fun match. Yeah.
You're gonna make me cry.
I'm the boss at the IBW, I'm the owner at the IBW, yes, it's my promotion. And I try to keep it alive.
How long has it been running for?
2016, 4 years now. Yeah.
So you must have a passion for wrestling.
Yeah, it is. I know everybody said it, but wrestling saved my life, but it is. Before I wrestled, get into business, I was a shy guy. I was a guy, don't tell a lot, don't say a lot. If something, say something to me, I say okay, it's fine. But now I change 180 degree. Is it right degree? 180 degree, yeah. It's make me be better and feeling for me. I do what I want, I say what I want, and it's better.
It gives you that purpose in life.
Yeah.
You know that your
more
reasons.
confidence.
Yeah. Hey baby, all right?
Yep.
How you doing?
Good.
That's good drawing, isn't it?
Yeah, that's terrible, man.
Chase, that is good, mate. I like to see you do better.
That's what I said.
Isn't it? No, that's really good. You definitely take after your auntie there.
She copied it, by the way.
At least she ain't sat on that Fortnite all day. She's been creative, aren't you, babe? Yeah? Well, honey, I think it's good anyway.
Thank you.
Right, listen. I've got to go now because I've got to go to the venue and that, but I just thought I'd give you a call, tell you I love you. And watch it tonight, yeah? Alright, babe. Love you loads. Mwah. Chase?
Chase,
You alright? Are you going to watch it tonight?
Yeah.
Alright, about 8 o'clock
Yeah.
on Facebook. Alright, mate. I'll catch you later.
Okay.
Alright. Get off that computer and go out and play.
Okay.
Yeah, right. Right, I'll send a bit. Alright. Bye, honey. Love you, babe. Love you too. Bye-bye.
We arrived at the venue and Aaron was told he would be taking on 2 wrestlers for the undisputed IPW Heavyweight Championship.
How you feeling?
Alright. Good. Happy. A little bit. Yeah, that's a good thing though. Happy to be back. Yeah, I'm good. I feel good. I feel positive, that's for sure. Yeah. Just a bit overwhelming, a little bit, I guess. But I'm getting there.
Break his leg! Come on, what do you say? No submission! Finish him, fatality!
Okay, please listen to me. First of all, the Lion's back. Listen, I feel a bit emotional right now. Because if it wasn't for God, if it wasn't for all my friends and my family that pulled me together, if it wasn't for my German fans, I want every single one of you. Most of all, Chase, Honey, and Sander, my three beautiful children. The main reason I'm back in this ring, and I am now the new undisputed heavyweight champion. Thank each and every one of you. This is proof right now that if you're down, stick with it and fight! Fight! We do this together! Team Lion, live your life!
Tell me about Aaron, because you grew up with him, yeah? Tell me about that.
I met him at school. I just used to hear him on the corridors, just cheering the Rock's name, and I used to like me wrestling as well, so we had something in common. That's how we first, started talking, and we just used to watch wrestling and remain friends ever since. We just gelled. He was just a lad that he would do anything for anybody. He was insecure a lot when I first met him, and he was getting bullied a bit. A lot of people used to do it behind his back, and it wasn't very nice, but he was just happy. He just seemed always happy. And that's how I remember Aaron. He was just a happy lad. He was a big lad. He was very big as well. He was just a chunky lad. And I think they just tried to pick on him, and that's the truth. And he just took everything. He took everything that they throw at him, and then I'm glad that he's kind of turned it around a little bit. He's got a heart of gold, 100%, and like I say, probably the best mate I could have had, and that's the truth. So,
tell me about when he broke his ankle.
When he actually did his ankle, he was doing all these moves. He looked like something out of Tekken. He was just doing all like Mortal Kombat moves and everything, and I was just doing the typical dad bounce. So I was just bouncing as normal. I literally turned away for a second, and he just shouted, "My leg, my leg, my leg's killing!" And I turned around, and I was nearly sick. I've seen quite a lot of nasty things, and his leg was in a bad way when I did actually see it. And I just couldn't get my head round. His leg's nearly in half, and he's just getting his phone out and asking me to take pictures of him. That's just how Aaron is now. So,
how's it feel to be back here?
Feels like it's all just been one quick blur, if I'm honest with you. Now it's all over and done with. It just feels like, I don't know, like it's like, it only seems like we was here yesterday, and that was a year ago. So this whole year, everything that we've been through and that, it's just like, it's just gone so quick now. It seemed like such a long time when I was in that process, but now that it's all over and done with, it's like, just like that. I'm in a good place, probably the best place I've ever been in right now, if I'm honest. And yeah, it feels great. I've accomplished what I set out to do, and I'm happy with my achievement.
Was it nice to have a cooked breakfast?
You know what? Weeks of dieting, weeks of training. And when I say dieting, I could smell food from a mile off, you know what I mean? When I was used to eating plain dried rice cakes and this and, plain chicken and that, and just to eat a fry up was amazing. It was, I want another one now.
Now you're sort of back to normal living as such, and you're not prepping and training. Is there sort of anything else you think you've got planned? Or?
Yeah, there's been a lot been thrown my way since becoming the Undisputed Champion. I've been offered to go to Germany again through other promotions and stuff like that to, go and shake things up there. So, people are starting to hear about me now. Shooting a music video next month. I've been asked to be in a few more movies and things like that. So, yeah, I've got quite a lot coming up in the pipeline. Yeah, I'm pretty much up for saying yes for anything these days, you know what I mean? You only get one chance at this, don't you? So you might as well enjoy it,
How's your head?
Sore. It's still a bit sore, if I'm honest. I know what you mean. No, good. It's good. I've come to terms with a lot of things. Your past is your past. You can't change it. But it doesn't mean you have to be stuck in it. You know what I mean? It's like, I went through what I went through, and it makes you, you know what I mean? And I'm not going to let my past define who I am now and what my future holds. So, yeah, I'm in a good place mentally.
Okay, so what message would you give to people that perhaps find themselves in a similar situation in terms of their mental health and their sort of anxieties? And
I think the one thing I will say is, before that occurs, there's light before the tunnel begins, you know what I mean? Which tells you there's also light at the end. And it might not seem it at the time because it's very dark, but you've just got to persevere with it and just take little steps at a time. Don't expect things to change overnight like that, because in reality, it just doesn't work like that. But it doesn't mean you're going to be stuck there forever. There's plenty of help out there, and there's plenty of people that are willing to listen. It's mental health's definitely more noticeable these days, and people's more accepting it and things like that. So it's just, be a hero of your own right and take a strong step and just go out there and accept you need help and go out there and get it and champion your life.
So, are you feeling a massive relief and exhilaration and all those sort of emotions sort of post-match?
Yeah, it's a big relief. I mean, I'll be honest with you, that last moment when I've become the champion, I've watched that back so many times, and it's kind of surreal at the minute. And it's sort of like, sometimes I don't even think it's registered myself yet, you know what I mean? But at the same time, I feel a bit lost now. You know, when you have that focus and that drive, and, you know, every day you're waking up, especially from the injury, you know what I mean? Being told I'll never wrestle again, being told I may never walk properly again, to fighting every day, having that purpose, going to bed at night, you know, visualising what you're setting out to do. But once you've accomplished that, it just feels a bit like, now what? You know, even though we've got a lot in the pipeline, but still, it's still a time where I learned so much about myself as a person, and it was just a challenge, constant challenge. I had to keep pushing myself every day. It had a purpose, it had meaning to it, and this and that. But now it's all done. It's like, well, like I said, I've done what I set out to do. Now I'm just going to have fun with everything and ride it all out and just see what happens, really. I'm going to continue to get back in the ring. How long for, I don't know, because it all depends on my leg. But for what time I have got left, I'm just going to enjoy it, to be honest with you.
I caught up with Aaron just a few months later with his kids. He always said it was them that kept him strong and focused when he was at his lowest. Having suffered with my own mental health, I know that this will be a constant battle for Aaron, but he has taken the two biggest steps: acceptance and help. And we both hope this documentary will inspire others to do the same.
I've got a closet that's full to the brim, with the ghost of the past and my skeletons in. We all have things that we choose to hide and keep them locked away in the depths of our mind. So do I trust myself again? The risk losing everything. So won't you leave a light on so I can find my way back home? This one's for the mothers, and this one's for the fathers, the sisters and brothers, the sons and the daughters, the unconditional lovers who are there for each other. No matter what you've done, you're not the only one. You're not the only one. I had a beer with the devil himself. Said you better shape up or you're heading straight for hell. We're all made of blood, flesh and bones. Though these times get rough, no one has to stand alone. So do I trust myself again? Risk losing everything. I've got a closet that's full to the brim, with the ghost of the past and my skeletons in.